it's Adele and April from Stay Scrap, and we are here with Technique Tuesday, and we are in very, very cold Vermont. It is probably 0 degrees out right now, so we are bundled up, but we hope that you enjoy our Technique Tuesday. We're doing a fancy fold card, so come along and see what we do. Alright, so today we're going to show you a fancy fold card, and so I have a card base here, and we have the centerpiece here. So this is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card, but we have it scored so the centerpieces meet like this. And then I have another 5 1/2 by 3 1/2 inch piece here, which is going to end up going center. But before I do that, I am going to actually take this piece and I'm going to cut a heart out of the center. So I'm just going to fold a little bit here so I can cut a heart with my scissor. All right, so we cut that heart out like that. And now what we are going to do is we are going to glue this down to our base. But before I do that, I'm going to take a pencil . All right, so we have our little design in the middle here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to take some glue and I'm going to adhere the top and the bottom of this one piece that we cut the heart out of. So that is now adhered to the top and the bottom, and we've got some space in between. I did this as a drawing because I don't have a picture or a stamp or something, so you could do whatever you want in the middle of this or behind this. I mean, I could have slipped a picture in later on, but I wanted you to see something that is there, right? All right, so then our next thing that we're gonna do is we have to take some paper . All right, so for our next step, I have a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 inch piece, and then I scored it at 1/4 of an inch on either side. So we want 2 of those. So once we have our 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 inch pieces scored, you're gonna take them and we're going to put them in here like this. This is how they're gonna end up being glued. Now, the biggest thing is when this pulls apart, we want to be able to see the image that's underneath, right? So it's gonna move. So what we have to do is we have to create a diamond, or not a diamond, a triangle piece. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take this and I'm gonna do it less first, and then I can always trim it more if I need to. So I'm folding it in half, cutting a piece, and that's gonna sit like this. And so then if I match this up and I do the exact same on this side, these 2 pieces will overlap. Oops. Or you can have them intertwined like this, but if you do this, we have to cut it a little bit more. So see how I still have a gap in here? So I'm gonna trim this triangle just a little bit more. And now that it comes up to that part, it is much better. So when I put this one in, I'll trim this one as well, but see how that's fitting much better now? Actually, that looks pretty perfect. So now that those are connected like that, I'm gonna take a little bit of glue. We're gonna put it on the one side, fold that over. I'm gonna put this on the other side, and we're gonna fold this over. And then to complete our look, I can take the original heart that I had cut out like this, and I'm going to glue it onto the one side. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue on this side. Line that up with how I cut it out. Put that heart there. If you're using other color papers, this also works. I can also make this more fancy with some markers and things like that. But once we have that, when you open this, you're gonna have a saying inside. So my saying is obviously a little bit too big. I probably made the heart a little bit too big, so I could have made this smaller, and we could have cut these a little bit less. Or what I can do for this specific one that I'm going to do is, I know I glued everything down here, but I didn't glue this down just yet. I'm just gonna pop this open. I can actually make this a little bit less as well. So when you're opening the card, you can finally see that love. So it does take a little bit of practice for this. So, and obviously this would be a lot easier if I actually had a trimmer and I actually had like thin cuts and stuff. I'm doing this all free-handed right now. So basically I'm looking at this when it opens. So I want to make this one a little bit bigger. So see how when that now opens, it's bigger? So let's glue this back down. And then we have those two closing. And nobody's ever gonna know that it's just a little bit too big, because they're not gonna be able to see the card when you open it. And a card like this, you could always make a belly band for. But ready? So now, when we open it, it reveals the love. So even though it's not perfect when it's closed, you can't tell because this heart is closing or covering the base. So you're still getting that cool effect of it opening into the love. And I have to hold this a little longer because I had pulled it apart, remember? So let me just put a little more glue on this. But isn't that cool? So we've created this awesome card. You can also put a picture inside of this, whatever you really like, but it kind of has that cool effect. And like I said, if you're doing a thin cut or something, it will be more even and all of that jazz. So since I used the purple for the love, I'm gonna use the purple again for the outside. And so I'm just gonna do some dots around the heart. And then what I can also do is write a message. So now it says, all you need is love. And there you go. Now you've got a cute card base that you can use, and you can do so many different things with this. So we hope that you enjoyed this technique. Like I said, there are so many different things that you can kind of change. You can make this heart smaller, which would make this effect a little bit nicer too, and you can put a photo in there. You could do something like this, but it is just a cool thing to kind of play around with. And once you find your perfect dimensions, I would write them down and put them in your card base draw. We always have like a sample card thing. And yeah, so isn't that pretty cool? So there you go. That's Technique Tuesday.
And that's Technique Tuesday. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please let us know in the comments below.
And we're frozen.
Yes, we are frozen. We're going to go inside, have some hot chocolate, and continue scrapbooking. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Go ahead.
It's cold.
Hey everyone, it's Adele and April, and we're here with Just Say Scrap. Adele and April, and we are with Just Say Scrap, and we are here with Technique Tuesday. I'm messing this whole up. Ready?
Ooh, bye. It's cold.